Hey guys. Hey guys. Start with my own. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
What's going on? Why are you so excited?
I told you that.
The alert don't drop.
It's one of my favorite.
Help me. Please help me.
Wait, send me money.
Please, you have my account now. You have my piggy vest.
You actually have my account number.
Yes, that I deleted.
Good. Oh,
I deleted it. Welcome to another exciting episode of I Too Sabi. We are your co-hosts. My name is SwitOpe.
Today, call me Chydee, not Chydee.
Why?
Things are red.
And we have Chydee in the building. Don't forget, guys, if you'd like to ask us questions, check the episode notes as well as our social media pages for forms that you can fill out with your questions, and we will answer you. We must answer you.
No question is too ridiculous. No question is too stupid. No question is too wild. We can answer anything at all. And our handles are at I Too Sabi Podcast. Twitter, Instagram, search for us on YouTube. I Too Sabi Podcast.
All right. As always, we're not alone. Not as always, though, but yes.
We're not alone.
There's some days we're alone.
But special.
We have a very beautiful lady in the midst. In our midst. A beautiful flower.
You know?
Looking like Cinderella.
Who's going to pluck her?
Oh my God. Wow, looking all fresh and fly. We've got Obi in the building. Hey. Hi, Obi.
Hi, Obi.
It's so nice to have you
Obi.
here.
Hi, Chydee.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
What an amazing dentition. Ooh, the people tell you have great dentition.
That brand. Colors.
Look at that smile. All right, Obi, I'll just leave you to introduce yourself properly.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Obi. That's short for Obiagiri. I'm a fashion entrepreneur. I'm a content creator. I'm a stylist and a Lagos hustler.
That last bit.
It's very, very
That last bit.
all the quite heavy.
Very, very heavy.
Yes.
All right, Chydee, you want to read the question for us today?
Okay. Let me do that. Hi, at I Too Sabi Podcast.
They didn't call our names today.
They didn't call our name. Thank God, though. It's called the podcast. You see this black tax of a thing? I hope it won't kill me one day. I graduated from the university 3 years ago, and I was excited to start my career and make a good living for myself. However, I soon discovered that I had a burden that many young black professionals face: black tax. My family expected me to help pay for my siblings' school fees, my parents' medical expenses, and other expenses for extended family members. At first, I was happy to help and felt a sense of duty towards my family. However, as the demands for my financial assistance grew, I began to feel overwhelmed. I struggled to make ends meet and save for my own future, and often had to sacrifice my own wants and needs for the sake of my family. I don't even know where to start drawing boundaries. A moment of silence.
I feel like everybody here can relate.
If I don't relate there. If I don't relate. Bruh.
Wait to happen if you don't relate.
If I don't relate.
Wait to happen.
Make a naked bath.
You did wear clothes back.
Bruh.
This is a heavy, this is very,
crazy.
very heavy. It's a heavy. Like you said, I don't think there's anybody amongst us who cannot relate. I mean, there are people who definitely will listen to this and they can't relate to it because probably they are only children, or there are people who are from, wealthy families, people who their families are even giving them instead of taking from them. But bro, for the rest of us and for the average person who's going to listen to this, I can bet anything that you can definitely relate to spending a significant part of your salary, part of your earnings on other people, other members of your family. Not just because you want to, but because you're obligated to. And
you're in for a ride on this episode. Let's start with Obi. Obi, you've been chuckling and... What do you think about this? Can you relate? What do you think we can draw the boundary?
I definitely can relate. And to be honest, I can relate to the fact that it's overwhelming because I've been there. In fact, been there, Bao. I am still there and I am still struggling with actually creating boundaries. And for somebody like me who naturally I'm a very firm person. If I say, I will not do this thing, I will not do it. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. So, and I've actually extended like that firmness to my family. I've had to cut out like a large part of my extended family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because nobody's going to kill me. That is just it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to kill me. I moved to Lagos in 2017. Like, I graduated from school 2015. I moved to Lagos 2017, come and hustle, blah, 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 blah. And then you have people who do not even ask you, okay, how did you even come to Lagos? Who were you living with? What were you eating? And then they expect that, you just call me up and say, because maybe you see me on social media. Say, Obi, what's up? Send me money for this, send me money for that. I'm sorry, but you are not going to kill me. So I told my parents, I say, see, to me, you people are my first priority. Every other person is secondary. Yeah. And you people also need to narrow down your priorities. If it's not important, please take it out. If it's not, somebody died, you want to go for burial. I don't know who died. It's none of my business. Why are you calling me for money for burial? For something that does not concern me in any way. So like, it's that bad. A request for money for every single thing. This person meeting, this one, that one, contribution. I am not in your meeting. Why am I paying for your contribution? There are priorities like food, school fees. I have 3 younger siblings, 2 in university at the same time.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Right now.
Are you the first child?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm the first child. And I didn't always used to be the first child.
Your own is not black.
I legit didn't always used to be the first child.
Oh, wow.
I had an elder sister. But when she died, so it was like, this sudden wave
Fell
of
on
responsibility
you.
just hits me. And I did not know how bad it was going to get until both my brothers got admission at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
So it's crazy. And I still have a younger sister who is still like in primary school and stuff. So I told my parents, I say, see, I also have a life that I want to build for myself. If I keep having to give people every single demand that you make of me, I would never grow. I have a business that I've been building for the past 5 years that I need to grow beyond what it is right now. I cannot do that if I keep taking money from my business and giving to you people. So one day I sat them down. I said, see, I sell clothes for 20K, 15K, I said, for me to make 50, take as if I sell clothes for like 15K for one, for me to make 150,000, I need to sell 10 clothes. Now, those 10 clothes are that is just the gross of the entire money. It's not my profit. Inside that profit, my profit there will probably be 50K.
Wow.
And then I count that 50K and I give to you.
After selling 10 clothes.
After hustling to sell, bro, it is hustling. I stand under the sun, I do shoots, I take pictures, I use my internet, I post on social media, every single thing, and then I sell 10 clothes and I pack the profit like that. And I say, for every 50K I give you, that is my sweat for, like, if you know what I've gone through to give you this 50,000, you will not waste it on trivial matters. So I had to sit them down and let them understand, because there was a time that my mom called me and she said, okay, I want to start this business. I want to do this. I said, okay, calculate how much that you need and let me know. I'll put the cash together and I'll give to you. And she did. And I counted the money together. And the funny part was I was with a friend that day and I counted the money. I said, if only my mom knows how I had to put this money together. And I wonder, I say, please, I beg you in the name of God, put this money to good use, because nobody did this thing for me. Nobody put money together like this and gave to me and say, put in your business.
Yeah.
I say, even you people who are my family have never done it. So this thing I'm doing for you people, please use this money wisely. And then, how many months down the line? Money, I did not see.
No
Profit,
way.
I did not see. Business, I did not see. Nothing.
No way. Now, this just brings me to ask, is black tax an act of duty to family members or just a means of exploitation? Because they know that, if we ask Obi, if we ask Chydee, you go give. You know, go allow us suffer. Because if we get to go give.
At some point, it was actually beginning to look like that.
Exploitation.
With the demands for different things that did not make sense. I mean, it's Christmas. You want to travel to the village. You want to travel to the village because you know that you can call me and I will say, okay, take money and travel to. But you can sit down in Port Harcourt without going to the village and you can cut down expenses. you don't have any reason to travel.
So this person you gave the money for the business was your mom or is
Yeah.
your mom? So was there any reason in particular why the business did not thrive or why there was no profit?
Still.
Or if there was even a business to start with?
Till today, nobody can tell me what they did with that money. I have asked, okay, what of the shop? Did you rent it? Did you buy the goods? It's stories. At some point, I almost go exhaust. I say, you know what? We should just go and have seats.
And I feel like the most painful part of this thing is these things are done by people who are closest to you. People you can't.
Of course.
You can't
And
cut off.
that's it. You cannot.
You know?
An outsider does not have that audacity or liberty to come to you to say, oh, it has to be your family members, people you love. It has to be your family members or your friends. Because I don't think an outsider would have the effrontery to tell me you want to start a business and then I give you the money. You do the business.
Even if you
by
don't
force.
do it.
You will give me back my money.
And even if you somehow ruin everything and everything, you will not even have the mind to come
Come
back
and ask me again.
Yeah, because you've messed up an opportunity that was given to you.
But this is not the
So
case.
at what
because
point does it become exploitation? At what point do you think, is this now a duty to my family, or these people just think I have 1 million somewhere? That's why they're asking me.
What I think is, there's no right or wrong answer to this particular question. Yeah, it depends on a lot of things. Yeah, it could be your background. Me now, I'm a product of black tax, right? I'm a product of community. Basically, it is not. I mean, of course, my father did bits that he could do, but I am where I am today because somebody who's not my father supported me and got me to a point where I was able to go to school and finish school. So it's a sense of duty. It's an obligation for me to, pay it forward as well. Support as many people from extended family as possible. But there's a point where it gets to exploitation, where, like she said, people are demanding for stuff they don't have to do. I tell my folks, like, if you want to. This is very personal. Again, this podcast will put me in trouble.
Chydee, you keep saying this.
Podcast-
Don't prophesy evil. Prophesy good things. Just say this podcast will bring me joy.
Recently, my mom told me that she asked for a certain amount of money. And, of course, I'll give it to her. I have it. She's my mother.
Yeah.
She's my number one priority in this life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave it to her. And then a few weeks later, she asked again. And I'm like, but I just gave...
That one.
It wasn't balancing. I was going to give her anyways, but it wasn't balanced. So I said, how far? She was like, okay, so she gave one money like that. She gave it to church.
You see this thing you're saying? You see, you give allowance to your parents and they'll distribute it to all
she gave that money to church. And first, I wanted to spark, but I said, let me just calm down and hear. I was like, wait, though. So let me understand. Resources are limited, right? I'm not Dangote. Obviously, you people are not Dangote, so I'm not Dangote's child. Obviously. So there's a limit to how much money I have. This is money I sweat for, I work hard for. And you carry this money and go and give to a church. Why? And she said, do I know if it's the prayer that she's praying that is making me have money and all that? I was like, wait, hold on.
don't do that.
I respect your belief. But me and you, we don't believe the same things. That's the first thing I told her. I respect it. If you have excess money, God does not demand stuff from you that you cannot give. I believe in God. I do, even though I don't go to church a lot, I do try to, contribute as much to, congregation and everything. You believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. I do my own bit. I promise you, it is not your prayers. And I was very, very emphatic on that. It is not your prayers that are making me. I work hard. I have not slept for how many days? I've not slept well for how many days? So I'm able to provide. And you're carrying my money to go and give to a church I don't even know. If you have excess, give. But you're not going to give at the expense of me.
Right.
And I told her, so that's like what she said. If you get to a point where they're using your money for extravagant things that they don't need to use money for, right, then it becomes a problem. But if it is to solve needs, if it's medical bills, if it's food, if it's, some of these small things, the basic things in life, I feel like, shout out to my mom, she's very considerate, but that was like one time when she slept and I had to, set her straight and let her know that, man, you can't use my money for stuff like that.
Okay, so where does one draw the line now? Does it have to get to a point where, these people are doing the most, for lack of better words? Does it have to get to that point? Or at the start, you tell them, excuse me, sir, excuse me, ma, it's 50K I'll be giving you people every month. So whatever you can do with it is 50,000, 100 naira is not, and 100 naira extra is not coming. So at what point do you draw the line?
So the thing is, for me, you would not know how bad it would get until it actually gets bad.
Okay.
Because from the beginning, it might just be, okay,
I'm helping my
family.
Yeah.
I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and all of that. So, and sometimes I feel like, even for me, I feel like the way my family members look at me, maybe I don't understand how they see. Well, maybe it's the people who show them my social media. I said, see, forget about those things. We are packaging our lives, and I'm like, you people know me, I mean, my brother during the strike, ASU strike, my brother was in my house for over 6 months. And see, I almost ran mad because I was spending 4 times the normal amount of money I spent.
You really know you just eat your own small.
One morning,
you're okay.
One morning I woke him up. I said, see, today you are leaving. You are going. Because you're here, I'm spending money. I'm also sending money back home. So there's no point for you to go home and join them. Let me send money to all of you guys.
At the same time.
Do you understand? So the thing is, you will not know how bad it will get until it actually gets bad. So when it actually got bad to an extent, I had to see. I got my one thing. My parents, maybe my parents will say your parents they fear you. But no, it's not like that. I always said I'm very firm in the way I address things, especially when it's beginning to suffocate me.
Yeah.
I try to be as accommodating as possible, but I tell my parents, I say, see, for me, for you, I had to even set up like a healthcare plan. Like all these small healthcare HMO things, so that for things like malaria, headache, you can go in and get free treatment, just so that I can take off some burden from myself. And then every month they take maybe like 3K, 1K, so like small amounts that I wouldn't feel. You get to lessen a certain burden. So I told them, I said, see, for me, my priority for you people, my priority is first for you people to feed, have food. If you have food, I'm okay. Have food, that's number one. Secondly, these children are in school. So there are small school needs and all of that. Things that I know that there is nothing I can do about it. It has to be paid for. Then when it comes to all these pupils extra, you have meets, you are going for burial, those ones are not my problem. You get, except it becomes a matter of life and death. If you don't attend this thing, something, or there's something you are gaining from this thing, then that's fine. But then, so I told them, I said, see, if I'm sending money home, once I send the money, I call my mom first. I said, because I now had to even weigh my parents. And I felt like, okay, my dad was more on the, you carry money and do something that does not make sense sometimes. So I call my mom. I send money to my mom. And I tell her, I say, okay, see, I've sent you so amount of money. Use so amount of money first and stock up the house with food. That's number one. So that every single day people can have food to eat, regardless of whatever is going on. Because that's what I do. Anytime maybe I get a certain amount of money, I stock up food in my house so that on some days I will still put job. Did you get? So I tell them, I say, okay, see, stock up food. Have food to eat first. And then, okay, I send my brothers certain amount of money. And I say, okay, when things, it's not because you know that I am here. Like my brother, they scammed my brother of once with this ridiculous amount of money. And it was my money.
No.
He called me and he said, I need to pay for so. They said, I said, read about this thing properly before you ask me to pay for it. And then he kept calling me. He called me like 15 times. And when you call me so much like that, I'm like, just go. I just sent the money. And then he called me. They scammed me. La, 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 la. Hey! And I'm like,
Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
I'm like, do you people do these things because you know that I am here?
I'm here. Yes. That's the painful thing.
Because if I die, you will survive.
You will be fine.
If I die, you will survive. So why is it that you want to kill me? Because you know that I'm here, like I'm available. You can go and do whatever nonsense, and then you come back and say, I've messed up. Come and clean it up.
You get? I'm here. Like when my brother was in my house, he did something. He said he wanted to cut his hair, and then I gave him my card. And I said, go and cut your hair. And I know how much he cuts his hair for. That's why I could give him my card. And then I got one ridiculous debit alert. And I called, I said, why am I getting this debit alert? He said, he cut his hair, he dyed it. And they said that they need to. I said, because I gave you my card. If I had given you 2,000 naira and said, go and cut your hair, you will cut your hair and you will come back. And your hair will be fine.
How is it that's not the day he went to? Was that the day he went to?
He left up the next morning.
That's the real reason. That's the trigger. It's like, no.
Hey, God.
But because I gave you my card, you could go and cut your hair, dye it, paint it. Are you going anywhere that you need your hair to be dyed?
You know the craziest thing about these things is that the way I grew up here, I grew up being contented with anything I had. If, as far as I'm spending someone's money, I make sure I don't spend it.
Overspend. Yes, sir.
I make sure I underspend.
You should have fear.
I make sure I underspend. So I don't understand how somebody will give you money and your first impulse is to go and buy beer. Are you mad? Bruh, I drive right now my car AC has been bad and I've not been able to go and fix it because like I've not had time.
Yeah.
There's always a meeting and I will wear, like I'm going to a meeting now, I'll wear a regular shirt because I'm going to sweat. And I get to the venue and I change into the proper meeting wear. To give you money to go and buy beer, are you crazy? You know, like it's actually, I mean, we can laugh about it, but it
doesn't make any sense.
It's so unfair.
It's very unfair. Because when I was dependent on other people, nobody managed me. Nobody managed
to the point that the person will not notice that somebody is here or somebody is, I'm spending on somebody.
Like this thing happened to me, like because that period my brother was in my house during the ASU strike. My friend had a surgery and she was also in my house. So the period I had like people living with me like for a while, for a couple of months. My friend was in my house for like 3 months. My brother was in my house for like 6 months. So on one occasion, my friend's cousins like came to the house to visit her because she couldn't go out under the sunlight. She couldn't stay where there's lights. She was wearing dark shades because it was like an eye surgery. So her cousins came to the house and that day they took us to the mall to like shop for house supplies because they wanted to like contribute to the fact that I was also like taking care of her and stuff. And they shopped a whole lot of things. Like they got like packs, milk, like 5 packs, those kind of things. See, a month later, my friend were trying to refill because I have these containers in my kitchen where I like pour in stuff. So we're trying to refill stuff. And sometimes I don't eat a lot. I eat very little. My friend himself is not even a food person. So we're trying to restock, like refill containers. Yeah. And I opened like the cupboard where I like put the like other groceries that I'm not using at the moment. And we could only see a pack of milk. And I called my brother. I said, come, sit down. First of all, what happened to 6 packs of milk in 1 month?
1 month.
And he was like, see, that day, I had not slapped somebody in like, in how many years of my life? I said, are you mad? Because you see this thing here, when you are at home,
do you take milk
eat
like this?
6 packs of milk.
See, like
maybe it was used to drink garri, oats. Wow.
See, I was so upset. Tears were coming out of my eye. My friend was shocked. Because when I tell her this thing, she used to think that I was exaggerating things. So she sat down. Like she had to call him. She said, "What happened? Are you okay? Like, is everything okay at home?" I said, "What happened?" I buy groceries. I probably shop groceries maybe like once in 3 months. That's how much like I don't. I told him, I said, when you came here, there are some packs of cereal that had been in this. He came to my house, I was like in April. I said, there's some packs of cereal that had been here since last year. And you were the one that came here. You were the one that opened it and finished it. You're the one that opened it and finished it. I said, Shay is when you take my life. That's when you are going to be okay. When you take my life, because and during that period they were in my house, I was cooking almost every day so that I could cut down on how much you were spending on buying things from outside. Yeah. So I cook like I've never cooked in my life before. I was cooking. I will cook spag. Turn like this, spag has finished.
I'm telling you.
I cook rice, turn like this, rice has finished. See, my mom had to go. The way I sent him home, my mom called me and said, Hobby, what happened? I said, nothing. But you should pick him up from the park. Because I'm done. I told my mom, I said, none of you will come to my house again. The next one, I ban everybody from coming to my house.
It's as much as we're laughing about
it's not funny.
It's not funny. Now we've talked about, maybe we've not even gone really into how you can draw boundaries. But then how do you put boundaries without them getting offended or without you feeling guilty, like, and this person is my family member, or let me just send it. Like you now, you still send the money to your mom.
Oh yeah.
Again.
So again, yeah. You have a conversation. I had a conversation with her.
Okay.
And I let her understand that. You know that you might be hearing that your son is doing well. I'm doing well. I'm not going to lie about it. But again, resources are limited. It's not something that cannot finish. It can't finish. Yeah. I can give you this money, no issues. But it will pain me that I would work hard, and this money is going on frivolities. Again, like I said, she's a stand-up woman. Yeah, she's the way she manages resources. Yeah. I respect her for that. It was just that one thing. Yeah. If it happens again, I will know there's a problem. I will now tell her that, you know what, let's budget. Because right now, I just randomly ask her how she's doing with money, and I said, I just don't want to, at any point, that she has any issues with money or anything, like basically. And she tries. I see people's parents demand stuff from them, and she tries in that regard. So I try to make sure that she has. But if it happens again, we'll not have to budget monthly. Yeah. Okay. How much is it that you need to sustain yourself for a month? And then we'll make sure that it's automated. Every month you're getting XXX amount. If there are other things that happen, of course, sometimes I might be feeling like, I sent a babe like 20K. Let me send my mom 50K. Yeah. So, I mean, it gets to that point where you have to actually budget. Yeah. It gets to that point where you actually decide, this is how much I'm willing to spend on XXX every month. And anything extra, you're on your own. I mean, again, sometimes you can feel like, just sending stuff because, you're feeling good. Maybe you made extra money and you're like, you know what, take this one, buy one or two clothes, all that. Because again, you take care of them, But, all those extra things, those are things that would not come often. But the basic ones, the ones where they have to feed, we have to take care of where they are living, all those small things that make sure that the house is well run and everything. Those are the ones that are priority right now. Okay. Those are the ones that are big priority. Every other thing, extra.
Okay, Obi, would you say now you're at a point with your, family members that I would say, have you drawn the I was going to say the battle line, but have you drawn the boundary? Like, do they know now not to ask you for money for party or anything?
Beginning of this year, when I was making my New Year call, I said, this call, I'm making it to wish people Happy New Year, but I'm also making it to say warn every single person. I said, put me on speaker so everybody can hear my voice as I'm warning all of you now. I said, my brother was here last year, and I'm sure that he can tell you people how hard I work. I don't sleep. I barely sleep. I'm delivering clothes to clients. I'm on shoots for days. Shoots that I also content the deliverables that I have to deliver to clients. He see me running helter skelter. I be trying to get things together. You see how I don't rest, and you know that the money is not even coming in like that. It's not coming in as much as you people think that is coming. At the same time, I still have to live. I have to pay rent. I pay rent in millions. I have to pay rent. I have to feed. I have data. I have transportation,
bills.
Logistics. I have bills.
And she has not included fun stuff.
That's what I was going to say. You can't even say, okay,
I have not been just go and eat somewhere.
Let me go to a restaurant.
I'm just talking about being alive. You get, thankfully I make clothes, so I don't buy clothes like that. Yeah. You get, so I'm like, but then even though I don't buy clothes like that, I still buy fabric to make it. I still pay my tailor that is making it. So I'm technically still buying clothes. So I'm like, I still have to live as a human being, and I still have to save. I want to buy a car. I want to move spaces. I want to buy a house. I want to I have dreams and I have visions. I have things that I want to achieve for myself at a certain age. I have goals and timelines I have set for certain things. I said, if I did not even grow at all, you people will not even be able to ask me for certain things. Because of my family, I wasn't able to move out from where I was living for 4 years. Because almost every year when I've gathered rent, something will just come and take it. The year that I moved, that period I was moving, I blocked numbers of my family. I blocked numbers. My friends, I said I will block them. Only one person can call me at a time. I said, because you see this year,
moving out.
And there's nothing anybody wants to tell me. Because I was going to spend millions. Because where I was living before, I didn't have any furniture because I was in my living room to work. I said, so I have to decorate. I'll have to put together an entire living room, kitchen, everything. I said, I am not going to give anybody a kobo until I'm done. It's everything that I'm going to do. So when I told them this, I said, see, I'm still paying rent. I still have to pay rent. I still have to do this and I still have to do that. So what we are going to do is I'm going to send you money for food every month. And once I send that money, please buy food. I don't want to hear that somehow.
She's emphasizing because sometimes this money will enter to use it for something else.
It's not because it has happened over and over again. My mother said, I was passing. The one my mother did in December that pissed me off. She was passing her friend's shop and she saw a shoe that so she took the shoe that she said she was going to ask me later so that I'll send the money to pay for the shoe. I said, when you were taking shoe, did you ask me if it was okay to take shoe? If I could pay for shoe right now? You're trying to force my hand now because you are now owing somebody money. So I have to pay for that shoe whether I like it or not. So because you have taken my mama.
Next thing, social media influencers more than disgrace
for shoe.
And when you're in the public eye, when you're in the public eye, there are certain things you can't even punish them in certain ways. You can't even say, on another year old, you know what, I'm cutting you because I'm
not going to pay.
Next thing, somebody is calling you and saying, you're in Dubai and
your daddy just called my daddy to borrow him money.
Yeah, you are this, you are that. Look at the car your
father is driving.
Bruh, that one and the one that even paid for, bruh.
True, so I had to tell them. I said, see, food is so important. Food is so important to me because I know how I live. If I'm in my house eating, I have data, I have Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Chances are that I may not leave my house for 2 weeks. I'm good. If you see me, you say, you are fresh. I say, thank you. You don't know if I have money in my pocket. But if you come to my house, I will feed you well. You eat because I always have food. I always make sure that I have food. So I say food is very important. So always stock up. See, this is money, stock up. And the next thing is money for these boys, their school. So I know how much their school fees is. I know that, okay, they need to buy handout and they need to do this. I also know that you also need like pocket money and all of that. So what I can do is, I know that, okay, I'll give my brothers this money and give them this money. And then any other thing that comes up at the time, if it's not an emergency, just hold it.
Right.
And I had to warn my siblings. I said, see, if you ask me for money, you call me and say, sister, please, I need 10K. If I say, I'll see what I can do, or I will send it later, don't call me again. I really will send it later. I told my brother, I said, if you call me 35 times, it will not the money will not magically appear from my account. Yeah. It will only just make me angry and I will block your number. I said, if you ask me for something, just give me the dates. If it's maybe something you need for school, exam, practical, give me the dates you need it. I will write it down that, okay, I'm supposed to send you this money for so leave it like that. I'm not a forgetful person. And anything that I know that is important, I write it down so I don't forget. I say, don't call me 78 million times. Money, you are calling me. And my brothers, they don't call. They flash. Piam, 50 times. I say, do you, I'm crossing the street.
My blood?
Do you want car to jam me? Do you understand? So I had to
and calls trigger me in the first place.
Like they're calling me, Papa, 50. I've seen 15 missed calls. I say, what's going on? I'm thinking somebody is dead, and I'm calling back. I say, sister, I wanted to remind her. I say, don't allow me to swear for you in this life. So I had to put those boundaries. I said, preferably send me a text message reminder. Sister, don't forget thing. I say, I will remember. I know that it's something is school because I went to school, so I know how it is. I remember. And both of them go to school from home. So it's not like they're paying accommodation or anything. And thankfully, we are not paying rent in my family house. So that one is sorted. So I know that I'm not paying rent to places. I say, please, people should go to school from home. I cannot be paying accommodation fee. All of your school is in Port Harcourt. How much transport will you take you? 200, 300, go to school, come back. That's fine. You get. So I had to, I say, if possible, I hope take pen and paper and write down these rules and regulations I'm giving you people now. Because I don't want tomorrow, people come and tell me one thing, you are traveling, somebody died. And you are going for burial, so money you are going to put in the person's hand. How is that my concern?
Oh wow, Obi.
You are going through it.
How is that my concern? I might as well kill the person. I don't. The funny part, they'll now be explaining the person. You remember, I say I don't know the person.
I don't.
Send my condolences to their family. When you reach there, wish them well and go home. if you feel like you have too much money in your pocket, but that money
Can add
is
for
not
them.
coming from my own pocket.
You can help them out.
You can help them to add, but that money will not come from my pocket because I don't see it as an important expense. I'm sorry. Sorry to whoever that, but that's me. Like, because I have a lot of things I'm also paying for. So it's fine. People can take your money and do it. That's really fine. But the money will not come from my pocket. I can maybe give you transport to get there. But
Have bread is better than granite.
You know?
I can give you transport to get there. But at least you got there. They saw you that you wish them well and you sympathize with them. But that extra money to now do, I came to see you. I really don't have it.
Okay. Oh wow. So for the person that asked this question, we just have a few notes on how the person can handle black tax. So I'll read the first two and then Chydee take it from there. So state a monthly stipulated amount that you can easily afford. Easily, emphasis on that word, easily, to send to family and family members monthly. And don't forget, for any reason, don't go beyond that amount. I think I said this, that if it's 50K, I have to give you.
100
Don't
naira.
expect 50. Okay, maybe the 100 naira for charges. Yeah, okay.
Bruh,
It's the goodness of my
100
heart.
naira.
Not go come off for inside.
Learn to say no when random unplanned requests come in from family members. And Obi has told down. You have heard Obi's voice. You have heard her emphasize
Hey.
that she can be very firm. And I think you
Our
also.
firmness is important.
Yes, it's very important.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chydee.
So set priorities. You cannot cater to every family member.
Exactly.
Choose the
Like
most
she blocked
important
some.
person or people and leave the rest. Fam, you see this particular point. Carry it at the back of it. You cannot. You are not Jesus Christ. You can't
save
cannot
everybody. It's not possible.
Those ones that are a priority.
Yeah.
Make them a priority and let every other person understand that, bruh, I simply cannot afford to put you in my budget. I am sorry. Look at the burden on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Look at all the things I need to do. I mean, I've had to tell an uncle this.
Oh wow.
I had to tell an uncle. I said, Uncle, XXX is happening. And you are aware of this thing that is happening. This is where all my resources have gone to. You know that if I have, I will give. Every money I have now is going into this. I am sorry. And it's somebody that if I had, I would give.
You definitely give me.
He now told me
So
that.
did he understand?
He now told me that he didn't even know that was happening. Or I was taking care of it fully. And I was like, yeah, I'm actually taking care of it fully. And he understood. And that's basically, again, at the end of the day, do not be afraid to. I mean, I think that's even the previous one. Do not be afraid to say no.
To say no.
As far as you've set your priorities right, every other person tell them, sorry, no. So the next one is always pay yourself first before helping others. Make sure you have enough for your needs before helping out anyone. I saw you tweet on the Netflix handle. They said this month when you earn your January salary, take I think about 20% or something and spend on yourself. And I fuck with that energy.
Because before you know it, all your money has finished.
If
you sell 10 clothes now, you are sending all the money to
All
them.
the money.
Before you even forget, before you even remember yourself that, oh man, I've not even bought bag for myself. Oh.
Like a brand can legit pay for something, maybe pay for a video, and before I even do the work, I've already sent money.
Hey!
I said, I've not even done the work. I've not paid my staff that works with me to create videos for brands and all of that. And I've already given you people the money for the video that they paid for. So which money will I even use to execute the work? So I'll not even use money from my own pocket to execute the content.
Which money
and
will you
everything.
use
So which
to
money
enjoy?
which money will I use to go and be a baby girl on Instagram so that I can get more work?
More work,
from
they
brands.
don't understand, though. Yeah, I mean, there was one time I was taking stock, and I checked, and I realized that 1 month, I never go to my statement, my account statement. I never go, like it's depression. Because when all the debit alerts, 70% of them are for other people. And I'm not talking about stores where I buy stuff. 70% of the debit alert I get on my, and I'm not even just talking about family now. I'm also talking about friends. I'm also talking about, people who, feel like you're doing well or help me. I still earn a salary. I mean, I might have businesses and all that, but I still earn a salary. Sometimes, as soon as the salary drops, I check and I find out that 100% of that money has gone to other people. Not 1 naira. I don't buy boxer. I don't buy boxer for my, aside the food that I eat. The fuel I spend, I buy for my car. And subscriptions. Those are the only things I spend money on. That's not life. So I was like, you know what, this month, as the money they drop, it has not dropped. As they drop, 25 on frivolities.
Really?
1 million
if
naira.
I'm sorry.
Best of all.
If you see me in Senegal by next tomorrow, understand that is where it is coming from. To spend on me.
Honestly, like this is something that actually needs to happen because even myself, like sometimes my birthday last year, I was going to buy something. I was going to buy myself a new phone, and I was calculating money that I was supposed to send for something. My friend sat me down that morning. She said, "See, babe, let me tell you something.
Like that.
You will not buy this.
You need
Touchlight
your
is your
phone
name
to work. Half of the content that you put out are actually done on your phone, so you need your phone to work. So this is not even frivolity. This is a need. So you actually need this thing. If you keep thinking, if you carry this money to do, you will not buy this thing, and you will keep running around where you need to put out content and trying to you spend more money trying to put out work because you have to go and use other resources or something. Something that said, just close your eye and just buy it. And I told her, I said, take my phone and transfer the money. I gave her my because that's how much. I gave her my phone. She transferred the money for them to deliver the phone the next morning. She transferred it. My house was it. I said, God, like that's how much I'm like. Before I buy something for myself,
you're already feeling guilty, like spending your own money on yourself.
I was having a conversation with somebody. Funny enough, somebody just today. We're talking about something similar to this, and I was like, 80% of all the trips people say I travel a lot, but 80% of them are work trips. Before I go on a trip with my own money, it was my birthday last year. I said, you know what? I'm not going to attach one single naira walk to this trip. And not my birthday, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to travel. And that was the first time. I've gone to Dubai maybe like 6 or 7 times. That was the first time I went to Dubai as a tourist.
Wow.
And I made sure that I did not go with any brands, blah, 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 or anything. And that was money I spent for it. Every single naira was from my pocket. But anytime I want to travel, anytime I want to do something nice for myself, I keep thinking,
this money I can send
buy a new gen. They are complaining about that gen in the house. I can buy them like 50 liters of fuel. Now that fuel is very scarce. I can pay that. You always in problem solving mode. But the thing is, you cannot solve all the problems in the world. Enjoy life. Problem, no, they finish.
That's it.
You know, they finish.
That's it. So even sometime last year, my mom called me. I think that there was a period that I was so busy. I had to like ordering food like in liters from there's this restaurant around me that I order from. I was really busy. I had like a wholesale order to deliver that period. And most times when I'm sending things like abroad, I'm always extra careful during production because I know that they cannot fix. It's difficult for them to fix anything. And you don't want to lose a foreign client that is paying you in dollars because of one nonsense oversight. So I'm always extra careful. So I try to be there during production all the way. So I was very busy. So I ordered food like in it. So during that period, one time I ordered food. I made a video like for the brand that I ordered the food and just for my Insta story. And somebody saw it. Someone that probably lives around my parents and showed it to my mom. The next day she called me. She was like, after she finished talking, she was like, I have from video, something that you posted on, you look like you're living an extravagant life in Lagos. And I'm like, I don't understand. For liters of food that I'm buying, I say, you and that person that told you that if I catch the two of you, what is the... So you get like, they are calling to tell me that, I'm spending money on, I'm enjoying. So the money I'm using to feed myself is what you're calling extravagant. So I should use the money and do what?
Send it home.
They don't see you as second now.
Send it home. That's it now. In other words, we can use the money here now. This extravagant life you're living over there. Yeah.
So I'm like, I said, don't do that. I said... You don't know why I'm buying. Why should I even be explaining why I'm buying food? I'm like, I want to buy food every day throughout. I will buy food. And you people cannot do anything about it. I'm working. And if I decide I want to be eating out every day, I will eat out. And you will not beat me. You're not the one that's giving me the money.
Okay. Final words for me. Just set boundaries by hook, nook, crook. Book any okay possible. Just set the boundaries. If not, you would drain yourself without even realizing.
People don't understand how much resentment builds when you have to continuously do these things. Sometimes people call you and there's just this anger that just wells up. They want to ask again.
Yes.
And sometimes they just want to wish you well. But because there's a history of them always demanding stuff, resentment builds. It's not a good thing. So if you're dealing with black tax, I'm sorry, it's a reality that a lot of us cannot walk away from. Just like we've said, set boundaries, take care of you first, and be able to say no, because I promise you,
it will never stop.
I assure you, I promise you, if you die, everybody will be fine.
Fine.
All right, Obi, final words.
Yeah, same thing Chydee says. Like, you actually have to guard your heart, because at some point it can be very overwhelming, and it legit can build resentment. Like, sometimes I see calls and I don't want to pick, and they legit are just calling to say, hi, how are you, good morning. But because I feel like money is more, they are going to ask me for money, so I don't take the call. At some point, like, me and my dad, we even had like friction because of it. My mom had to complain. I said, you don't call your dad. Why? If you call here, you don't call back. I'm like, and she's like, call. He's just calling to say, how are you doing? Legit, sometimes we are just calling to say, how are you doing? Like, it was a phase for me. Like, a friend had to talk me out of it. And like, you really can just call and say, how are you? And all of that. So you need to guard your heart so that it doesn't just build up, and set boundaries. See, yeah, wahala no dey finish. That's one thing. Even for you as a human being, not to talk of for other people, wahala no dey finish. You from today to the end of life, you will always keep solving problems. You always for as long as you live and breathe, you keep fixing issues. You keep solving problems. So you have to pick and choose. Yeah, you can't do everything. There are certain things that are out of beyond your control. Just leave it. Do the one that you can do and leave it. Guard your heart, guard your pockets well, because if you don't earn money, you cannot spend. If you don't earn, you cannot spend.
Wisdom.
So you need to make sure that you're also growing your finances, because the more you grow your finances, the more you'll be able to cater to other people and give. So you have to be able to guard your finances and grow, and sit down and give your people a speech. Give them a speech.
That speech is important.
That speech is important. Let them know that, see, this is how my work is. Tell them how much you're earning. This is how my work is. This is how it is for me. And this is what I can afford to give you people at this time. Let them know the things that are priority and the things that you can attend to per time. Everybody will be all right.
Oh, wow. What an episode. Thank you so much, Obi. It was amazing having this conversation with you. I think you are the perfect fit for this conversation.
I'm telling you, man.
Because imagine if it was someone that, her parents were sending her money every month, instead of the other way around. They'll just be looking like, oh, are you serious?
Really? What are you talking about?
Are you serious? Oh, wow, you send your parents money. Wow.
And then right on the podcast, they'll call that, Daddy, thank you. Thank you. I know what you're doing for me.
Thank you for privilege.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at I2Sabi Podcast.
Make sure that you subscribe to us on podcast streaming platforms, from Apple to Spotify to Google. Every one of them, subscribe.
All right. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page, I2Sabi Podcast.
And don't forget to share and leave reviews. Rate us, leave reviews on the podcast, so that other people can get to hear and listen and experience some of these things that we share on the podcast.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next episode of I2Sabi Podcast. Thank you so much, Obi.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Obi.
See you guys on the next episode.
And don't let them pressure you into spending too much.
Very important.
Bye.